Boys and girls, Jack and Ulrich Cabby. If you could subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. It might help us get a book deal, because I do this so we could get a book deal and give the money to Lee Rigby's son, which would the cab trade doesn't really need any PR, because we're probably the best cabbies in the world, but it wouldn't do us any harm. So if you can get anyone to subscribe, it would be very useful. I'm keen to promote the green cab shelters. Even if you just need a cup of tea or a coffee, stop and they'll serve you. If you don't use them, you'll lose them. If you go and sit down, the food's good, but the banter's better, and you got to have a thick skin about you, because people will take the piss. First story is from Danny Sullivan of the London Cab Drivers Club. He's brought shame on the trade. 12 years ago, during his smoking days, he's in Maiden Lane outside Rules Restaurant, waiting to take a couple back to Beckenham, and he's having a fag during his smoking days, obviously, and he's having a fag opposite, and out of Rules Restaurant comes the very glamorous and the highest hills you could dream about, John Collins, and got into his empty cab. So he's brought shame on the trade, evicting Joan Collins from his cab. I've decided to open up my own livery company, and it's called the Worshipful Company of Scoundrels, and the first inductee would be Mr. Danny Sullivan. So, you're famous, sir. I've got to pick up this is me. I got to pick up at the Trafalgar Studios in Whitehall, and they wanted the Wolseley restaurant, and bloody, and to the window to pay was Alan Rickman, the tremendous actor. And I said to him, Al, before you go, there's a line in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where you told the peasants Christmas is cancelled. Would you tell me Christmas is cancelled? And he did, and he said it with venom as well. A customer asked me what famous people I've had in the cab, and I said that the Go Compare singer is a tremendous fella, has been in my cab twice, and his answer was, did he pay the full fare or did he go compare? I enjoy my job. It's not so funny at the moment, just sitting here waiting for people to come along, because I can't afford to drive about at the moment. So I quite like humour. I don't like Jeremy Vine, but his brother Tim, I think he's an excellent comedian. Most cabbies probably like Tim Vine. Childish humour, really childish. A lady's asked me for some pancreas, and I asked her, is that near St Heart and St Lungs? And she got out and got in the cab behind. So you can't please everyone. You need to understand the significance of the colour orange next, with regards to Celtic and Rangers fans, and Hibs and Hearts, and the problems in Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. So a fairly big lad got in, and we got round to talking about football, and he used to be on Kilmarnock's books. So he's only there for 3 years. He played in the reserves, never played in the first team. and the goalkeeper was a chap called Frank Happy, who happened to be in goal for Scotland at Wembley when Scotland was beaten 9-3. Now there's a lot of shame in being beaten 9-3, but if the other team's got Jimmy Greaves in it, it's probably not it takes some of the sting out of it. So he was told never ever mention the 9-3 game to Frank, because he'll go ballistic. So he said The reserves were all in a pub with the first team. We were all drinking. He said, I was fairly drunk. He said, I couldn't resist any longer. He said, Frank, what happened in the 9-3 game? He went, what happened in the effing 9-3 game? The effing English. They brought out an orange ball. The Celtic players didn't want to touch it and the Rangers players didn't want to kick it. If you understand the significance of the colour orange, you'll laugh at the story. And last, I think it's the last one. Hold on. I'm having a funny old day. So, last one. I knew I'd lost it. So, a passenger gets in at Terminal 5. This is Dad's defended daughters. He didn't want any credit for this. Terminal 5, but an Uber's caused a crash on the M4. It's an everyday occurrence now. And it's caused havoc. And the meter's ticking over. And the passenger's sweating and fidgeting and moving about. And in the end, he's piped up and says, cab driver, he says, I can't afford this. And the cab driver said to him, look, just pay what's on the meter. The rest of the journey's on me. He said, what do you mean? He said, the cabbie said, well, I've made enough money in my career as a cab driver to survive for the rest of my life, as long as I die next Tuesday. So, I like that story. Don't forget, if you like the stories, please subscribe, because it's very helpful. It gets us known, although, like I say, cabbies probably don't need any PR. I'll be back.